In KMOG News, town issues statement on lawsuit, considers countersuit. Payson police arrest 20. A public statement from the town of Payson Thursday says, Payson realtor Deborah Rose, represented by the Goldwater Institute, has filed a lawsuit seeking to block Payson's sale of a $70 million bond issue. On August 21st, the Town Council adopted Resolution 3409, authorizing the sale of excise tax bonds to build critical infrastructure and necessary community facilities. The lawsuit targets the town's use of an emergency clause within the authorizing resolution that made the resolution effective immediately. They say use of the emergency clause is allowed to protect the health, safety, and general welfare of the community. During the council meeting August 21st, several explanations for the use of the emergency clause were given, including a statement from council member Mona. Quote, Taylor Pool closed in 2019 and has dramatically limited the ability for children to get swimming lessons. Drowning is the number one cause of death for children ages 1 to 4, second leading cause of death for children ages 5 to 14. Aquatic activity lowers the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and respiratory illness. It even helps people with PTSD, addiction, anxiety disorder, and sleep trouble. People with arthritis, osteoporosis, injuries, disabilities that make high-impact exercise difficult or impossible benefit from aquatic exercise. That clearly checks the box for health, preservation of peace, health, or safety. And the town says they intend to vigorously defend against the suit, as the law clearly provides the courts cannot interfere with a legislative body's decision to adopt a measure with an emergency clause. It is a common practice for elected bodies across the state of Arizona to adopt excise tax-backed bond sales with the use of emergency clause. They say there's a good deal of case law that clearly gives legislative bodies wide discretion when making legislative decisions, including the use of the emergency clause. Because the lawsuit is in direct conflict with previous court rulings, the town finds the action to be suspicious and predicts that it will be quickly dismissed. They say, unfortunately, the lawsuit has necessitated an inclusion in the town's financial statements and disclosures about risk. It is possible that the filings of the suit will increase cost of the sale of the bonds. These potential cost increases could amount to significant damages. The town council has a fiduciary responsibility to protect the taxpayer funds, and we will evaluate the potential for a counterclaim against the plaintiff as this action proceeds. In other news, Payson police make 20 arrests the week of September 2nd through the 8th, with the majority, 6, charged with domestic violence. Of those, 5 were also charged with disorderly conduct fighting, and 3 also charged with assault. One of those faces charges for criminal damage and unlawful discharge of a firearm, and another also faces charges of resisting arrest and aggravated assault on a peace officer. And one of those charged was also a juvenile, and they were charged with domestic violence, criminal damage, and incorrigible child refusal to obey. Police charged 5 people with DUI. 2 of those were aggravated, and one of those faced additional charges for drug paraphernalia possession, and the other was also charged with wrong-way driving. Police made 3 warrant arrests, and one of those individuals was also charged with dangerous drug and paraphernalia possession, as well as driving with license suspended. And 2 others were also charged with driving with license suspended, and police made 2 other warrant arrests. Police charged 1 individual with criminal trespassing, and 1 person was charged with 2 counts of probation violation and another charge of engaging in passive resistance. Police charged 1 juvenile Saturday around 7 p.m. with shoplifting and criminal damage. Get the latest news and local information under podcasts at KMOGcountry.com.